Didn't I not tell y'all that Tony had a betting problem? I'm telling y'all, hit that subscribe button because your girl be on it. I told y'all. Listen, let's get into this review. Today's Kiki and Easy Convo is Tyler Perry's Sistas, Season 9, Episode 17, The Ties That Bind. Zach, Hayden, and Fatima are still trying to figure out Gary's whole motive. Gary has been given multiple chances at life, and now he just wants to be a better person. Gary has stolen, been violent, manipulated people, all because he was masking his unhappiness. Apparently that's not the kind of life he wants to live anymore. He just wants to be this good person, and he is basically trying to repent, honey, and just wants to tell everybody how sorry he is for the things that he has done to them. Now Hayden feels like this new kind Gary is even more scarier than the old Gary was. Gary just wants to tell them how grateful he is and how he regrets everything that he has done to them. He doesn't want their approval, or is he trying to seek any kind of approval? He's just grateful for everything, including Zach saving his life, even though Zach was trying to save Andy's life, and he not even trying to hear nothing about saving Gary's life because he was not there to save Gary's life, and it irks him to hear Gary even say those words. Now, Fatima looks over the paperwork, and guess what? It's legit. The paperwork is legit. Now, Hayden ain't getting no money and nothing from any of this, so they can all just leave his house. He ready for them to go and get gone. And he might want to be nicer to the people that's in his house that he let in, because all of them have about threatened to beat him up at some point or another, or either lay hands on him at some point or another, or done something to him. So he might want to be nicer to these people. But anyway, Zach thinks Fatima has a soft spot for Gary Marshall Borders, but she don't, because she did decide to hear him out once she seen that the paperwork was legit, but she don't. But anyway, in the middle of them talking, Fatima's stomach was growling so loud, honey, that they decided to stop by Rich's little juice bar Fuel to get something to eat. Fatima decided she wanted something healthy because she said she done ate about 6 times today, and Zach had a great idea to go to the little healthy spot, Fuel. Rich was spilling all of Zach's business about the day he got drunk, and Rich had to bring him home. But Zach said that's okay. He gonna remember that. He gonna have something for him later. But Rich made Fatima a baby mama banana smoothie with bananas, strawberry, chia seeds, flax seeds, organic honey. Woo, baby, all of that she gonna be pooping before she get home, honey. Take it from somebody that makes smoothies and drink a lot of smoothies and go to the health bar and get a lot of smoothies, because she always on a weight loss journey. Rich told Zach he still hasn't had any luck with Sabrina, and even asked them for some advice. But no worries, Zach wants to help Rich get Sabrina back, since he helped him out when he was down and out and everything. So Andy gets a little phone call from Sabrina. They can't believe Karen is actually leaving. Andy is so tired of Danny being a bitch. The sister circle may just be getting even smaller, because she's not going to keep hanging around for Danny to be mistreating her and talking to her out of the side of her neck. However, she just wanted to be talking to her. Andy is waiting for Dr. Vaughn to arrive, but she doesn't know if she should sleep with Dr. Vaughn because everything that Danny has said. Now she questions whether or not she a hoe. I agree with Sabrina. Danny is being very judgy, especially with as many men as Danny has had. through the entirety of the show. She dated Preston. Then without pause, she had the one guy that was over there licking her booty before things was even over with Preston. Then there was Jonah. Then there was Tony. And then there's probably some I'm not even thinking about right now. Y'all leave it in the comments below who else Danny done been with in the entirety of this show that I can't think about right now. But anyway, Andy shouldn't let Danny change her decision to sleep with Dr. Vaughn, but anyway, she does. Dr. Vaughn makes it up to Andy's little penthouse. They have some small talk, and Dr. Vaughn confirms Andy's mama is not staying with her after their exchange in the office, which wasn't pleasant. Then Andy excuses herself to change into something more comfortable, and she walk off all sexy and everything, like maybe they about to do something, and like when she say she finna get into something more comfortable, like she finna go get into something sexy, like something finna happen. Now Andy can't decide whether to put on her sexy PJs or her non-sexy PJs, because you know Dr. Vaughn is expecting something sexy, but Danny got her second guessing herself for real. So she decided on the not sexy PJs, honey, and come out there looking like Wheezy Jefferson. Needless to say, Dr. Vaughn was very surprised, honey. He thought something was wrong with her. He thought she was gonna come out with her little sexy on, but Andy wants to take things slow and talk about the Dr. Cruz case. Dr. Vaughn, he faked sleeping because he don't want to talk about work. He wanted to do some chill stuff. He even offered to like watch a movie and chill or whatever, or they can make out. But honey child, no, he feigned sleepy and left. If Andy just gonna use him for the case, I think he gonna stop seeing her, honey. I think he gonna leave Andy alone. I feel like he gonna come out and eventually ask Andy if that's just what she wanted to do with him, just use him for the case. So, but it's a good thing that she didn't put on her sexy pajamas and they didn't have sex, because her mom would have interrupted, because lo and behold, honey, she showed up. Andy's sitting there watching TV and her mom done scared the heck out of her and just walked up on her while she's sitting there having her little tea. This is why I told y'all I hate this penthouse, because anyone can just come in, no warning, no permission needed. She just walked up on her. She didn't even know her mama was up in there. That's how Gary used to show up on her and always be up in that penthouse. Now, Miss Valerie didn't even like the decor and the sheet thread count over at her sister Myra's house, so now she here to stay with Andy. So if Andy even was trying to watch a movie with Dr. Vaughn, her mama would have interrupted, calling him Dr. Devil. How she gonna call somebody Dr. Devil? She don't even know that man. Just because Andy not married to him or whatever, and just cause she caught them kissing, why she gotta call that man the devil, honey? She doing too much. So after Karen left her little sister circle, y'all know she was supposed to go down to the salon and talk to Pam. And so she gets to the salon to tell Pam about her moving, and ends up telling Maurice as well, because he is there talking to Pam. And Karen thanked Pam for taking care of the salon while she was on her maternity leave and having issues or whatever. And then she dropped the bomb to Pam and Maurice that she moving to Seattle. Maurice wants to know why Karen picked somewhere so boring and bland and plain to move to. Pam wants to know about Rooster Riches as well as the salon, and Karen did offer for Maurice and Pam to buy the salon if they wanted to. Karen wants to get everyone together for a little gathering, and Maurice even offers to do a little pre-gathering at his place, honey. I can't wait to see this, because Pam gonna shade him and ask him, can anybody even fit in his little apartment? And his apartment bigger than Pam's little 1-bedroom over in Buckhead while she talking, according to Maurice. But Karen makes it back home to Aaron and Faith. Karen fills Aaron in on the sister circle gathering, and the girls were very shocked and not happy at first. And to be honest, I still don't feel like they, quote, happy. I think they just trying to be supportive. Andy and Danny were into it and arguing, and Sabrina and Karen was having to break them up. She filled Erin in on all of that, and Erin feels like Danny rotates with who she pissed off at within the circle at the moment. And I never thought about that, but kind of, she do kind of do that. But Erin has talked to a friend in Seattle and has already secured a job, but he would need to move within a week, which is sooner than Karen had expected to be moving. The place hired him also has rentals for new workers that's coming in, so that will even help them secure a place to stay, because that was going to be an issue. So this kind of working out in their favor. Host, this is not all going too fast for Karen. I mean, I don't feel like it's going too fast for her. Is this not what she wanted? I mean, I feel like this is exactly what she wanted. So why would it be moving too fast for her? Erin is her person. So if he goes, she is ready to go wherever with him, because they love each other so much. Now, Karen talking about Faith doesn't even know her, and she's just smiling and cooing at her. But she didn't care about that when she left with Faith and didn't tell anybody, honey. She had packed the whole bag and all that. Shoot, she didn't care. But anyway, Erin assures Karen Faith knows her voice after carrying her for 9 whole months, and that Faith does know her. But Erin also feels Karen and Faith is all that he needs to make him happy, and no matter if things are going right or if things are going wrong with Karen, this is his place and this is what he wants. Karen thinks Erin is such a good man, and she is so happy that she has Erin in her life. Honey, Erin has decided this is where he wants to spend the rest of his life, and he gets down on one knee and he has proposed to Karen. Now, I'm assuming Karen gonna say yes, but they didn't show her saying yes, but we'll have to wait, I guess, to the next episode to see that. But anyway, Sabrina is sending sexy pics to Rock, which resulted in Rock coming over. Sabrina lighting candles, but then realized that was being too intimate, and that's a rule breaker for a whole booty call, and blows them out. She also gets rid of the little 2 glasses she had set up with the wine bottle, and she hurry up and gets rid of that. Honey, instead she brings out the red Solo cups and the hard look child instead of the sexy stuff. She trying to keep things strictly dickly and on a sexual level and not grow any feelings. So rule number 1 will be absolutely no romance. But Rock go offer Sabrina some pills to help her relax. Absolutely not. Never take pills from anyone. If sexual foreplay can't help you relax, then she need to give up being for the streets, honey, and just go on and find her somebody to be with, because that is definitely not it. Sabrina said no to the pills, thank goodness, but she gonna talk about maybe next time or another time when she don't have to go to work. Girl, absolutely not. No time. You were supposed to say, no, I don't do drugs or I don't do pills, but or something like that. Not maybe next time, Sabrina. I was so disappointed in that answer. But anyway, she gonna come up robbed messing with Rock, because honey, she gonna get house and pills, and he gonna get her credit cards, money or whatever out of her wallet and her bank keys or whatever. And she mess around and take some pills from him. But anyway, Sabrina has a list of rules for Rock, like no romance, no pet names, and so forth, so on. I don't know what all is on the list, but after going a few rounds of sex with Rock, he ends up leaving until the next time that they hook up. But Sabrina does be sure to tell Rock to keep things between them and make sure that he don't tell Danny. Now, lo and behold, Sabrina gets a call from that doggone Damani. Now, we was wanting Sabrina to hook up with Damani, and maybe Damani be a love interest. We didn't know Damani was gonna come back and be a absolute ass and a problem. But Damani don't want Sabrina using the embryos that she had fertilized. Honey, he regrets that he was even a sperm donor. The money now thinks the whole thing was a huge mistake and he shouldn't have donated his sperm. Child. Danny is home chilling and decides she wants to check in on her money that she left on the end table, and honey, it's gone. Well, we knew it was gonna disappear. I told y'all the last 3 episodes that the money was gonna disappear, and lo and behold, guess who took it? Danny looking for the money. When Tony comes in all happy and cheerful, Danny crashing out because her money missing. She looking all over with it thinking maintenance done took it, but Tony done took the money, talking about he borrowed it. Taking money without asking is stealing, and I personally agree with that. Anything you take from somebody without asking is stealing. Danny is trying to figure out exactly what kind of broke crap Tony is on. Tony still has his money from leaving the airline, so technically he not broke. So why you taking Danny money? Tony had quick access to Danny's cash, so he took it with plans of replacing the $10K first thing in the morning. Well, Danny wants to know exactly what he's spending his money on, that he need that amount of money. Tony didn't want to tell Danny because he know whatever he doing is wrong, but he's spending the money on sports betting. I told y'all. I knew that was what he was doing when he kept watching them sports and on his phone looking at something on his phone that he was doing some sports betting. I'm telling y'all need to hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell for your girl, because I'm telling y'all, I be trying to, your girl knew. Tony claims it's just a hobby he has been doing to blow off some steam or whatever, but Danny feels like a hobby is like knitting, not one that has him stealing money from her, okay? So Tony claimed that he took the money because he maxed out his ATM withdrawals for the day. His plan was to get the money and put it back the following day. Like, he didn't think Danny was going to come in and notice the envelope was gone and the money was missing. Tony doesn't think that he's a gambling addict, but Danny think that he is, and so do I, because honey, who loses $10K if they don't have no gambling problem? Nobody that I know. Tony also doesn't think he stole from Danny. He thinks he just borrowed it, but he didn't ask for it. He just took it. So baby, that's like stealing, taking $10K. That's a lot of money to quote borrow without asking. Now Tony claims he really good at betting and sports are his things. If that your thing, losing $10K is a sure sign that it's not your thing and you're not good at betting on sports at all. So you need to, like she said, find a new hobby, pick up crocheting or knitting or something, or coaching a team if you like sports that much. Now, Tony never saw a need to tell Danny about his betting habits because it just never came up where she was ever concerned. He's only telling Danny now because he took her money to cover his gambling debt. He claimed this is the most money he's ever lost, and he's been doing this since he was in college, and he never lost as much money before. Tony, I'm going to tell you, I'd have bounced a skillet, a pot, a chair, or something out this man's head. You took my $10K and you didn't ask me, and you talking about it's for your gambling debt. Now Tony being nasty up in her apartment, him wanting to fix everything about Danny. Then he turned around, renting his house out for money instead of getting a job, with no plans on getting a job. Then Tony taking her $10K to pay his child support and his gambling debt. I feel like was the icing on the cake for Danny that has really pushed her over the edge at this point. Tony's whole excuse for why he even wanted to move in was even lame. Talking about he wanted to move in and rent his house out because his child support normally come out of his check. But now he not getting a check, so that was to like pay his child support, and then I guess for his gambling addiction that he claimed he don't have, he been betting and then losing more than usual, so that means he do a win now. So he thought he was just gonna live with Danny in the meantime. Child, he definitely has a gambling problem, and I guess he thought he was gonna live off Danny, where he didn't have to pay no bills. He could just pay his child support and gamble. He should have gotten another job like Daddy told him to, so he could have kept paying his child support and supported his habit. But Danny, like I said, she tried to help him get another job. Now, what he expect Danny to do, carry him while he uses rent money for child support and gambling? Is this what he expected? And then what he want to do, spend the rest of his severance money from the job or his 401k from the airline on betting? Because is that his plan? Because, honey, his plan sucks. But Daddy not going to lose everything because of him. Because, baby, she said he not bringing her down with him. And, y'all, she finally threw Tony out. Oh, my goodness. The moment we've been waiting for, she finally threw him out and told him to leave the key. Leave the key. And threw that lube. threw that lube out and hit him with that lube too. I just knew she was going to bounce it off his forehead. But she hit him in the shoulder with it. But shortly after putting him out, he called Daddy and tells her he has returned her money. Now listen, if you could get money that quick, he should have used his own money in the first place. In the midst of all of this, doggone Officer Green calling her all late, talking about he want her. Girl, hang up the phone. Don't fool with Officer Green. Hang up that phone right now. Ain't nobody got time for that Officer Green, because he's slimy. He ain't worth it. So let's get into what's next on Sistas. Karen asked Aaron if he's sure he wants to marry her, because baby, honey, I hope we finna get the answer in this episode, and she better not be beating around the bush and acting like she don't know. She best hurry up and say yes, honey, and stop playing with our feelings and emotions, because we ain't got time for it, okay? Damani tells Sabrina to get rid of the embryos. Sabrina is not getting rid of them embryos. Those are her eggs and now her embryos. Then he shows up to Sabrina's job with some lady. Listen, we're going to assume it's who he in a relationship with now, and I'm assuming that she don't want him to be having children with somebody else. Honey, Officer Green is at Daddy's job, and Daddy tells him, honey, she is still in a relationship and she is not cheating on Tony. But Officer Green, honey, he don't care. He's so disrespectful. And the fact that we know he done tried to talk to Andy too, and now he over there at Daddy's job in her face. What? Child. Because something gonna happen. Either he gonna keep trying to talk to Andy. It's gonna be more to this. But Fatima and Hayden now have female athletes, and one of them has eyes for Hayden, but Fatima gonna tell her that Hayden is gay. We're gonna see more about this and get off into that. Zach finally has dinner with Keys and finds out information about his dad. Keys tells Zach his dad has left Atlanta like 10 years ago, and Zach is feeling down and out because he like his daddy didn't even have any kind of respect to even tell him that he was leaving or check in on him, nothing like that. I'm wondering if this whole little story plot is gonna end up bringing Zach's dad back. What y'all think? Leave it in the comments below. Miss Valerie wants to know why Andy is not married yet, honey. She ain't found nobody worth marrying. What you mean? Why she not married? That is it for today's easy convo. Do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay cozy and keep that tea hot till our next easy convos. Love you guys. Mwah. Bye.